How you think all these? How you think we got here today? It was through wars. All right, you're going to Daniel, breaking down the four major empires. How were they all taken down? Was taken down by what? By war.
Yeah.
You see that? And how's Babylon the Great finna go out?
Yeah.
They're finna go out by what? By war. But this war was burning it through the fire.
Hey, and I want to get there too.
Yeah, because Babylon, the Persian, you got the Medes and the Persians. You had the Greek captivity, you had the Roman captivity. All that was took down by violence, hand-to-hand combat, shields and bucklers and swords and daggers and spears, stones being thrown. But this war, what the Lord is mustering the battle now, it's gonna be what? We're burning through the fire, man. And we're speaking of World War III. And the Most High designed this.
Hey, and he always set up who to warn of the downfall of those kingdoms, to warn of the war that was coming to bring those kingdoms down. He always set up the prophet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why you see us today, okay? Set up through the spirit and power of Yahweh to warn you of the coming war that he authorizes against Babylon the Great.
There you go. Yeah.
He has authorized war against America. That's why you see this bitch in shambles today. That's why your cruel Lord Donald Trump is in the position that he in, because the Lord, they say he ruleth in the kingdom of men.
That's right. Set it up one, bring it down another.
Yeah. And every kingdom was always brought down by the leadership and by the rulers of those kingdoms, by the rulers and the leaders of those kingdoms, and the policies that they brought in, they brought to play, that they brought into the economies. Okay, that's what causes those kingdoms to fall.
Yeah, surely there ain't nothing new under the sun, because like you said, all the major empires did the same thing. They all became proudful and boast themselves over the power of the Lord.
Yep.
And the Lord like, okay then.
They exalted themselves. They exalted themselves against the Most High.
There you go. There's something you can't do. All right, because only He who let will let. All right, the church that the Most High, like the brother said, ruled in the kingdom of men.
See what and that's in that's in Daniel, right?
You come.
And hey, Shalom, bro. Yeah, come over here. Hey, park right there. Just park right there. Just park right there on the curb right there. At least you can watch it if they got something to say. What you think?
Nah, I'm gonna tell him he can park right here behind that white truck.
Yep. So that was Nebuchadnezzar who wrote that. All right. That was Nebuchadnezzar's letter after he had been humbled, letting it be known that Yahweh is the one that ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right here. Yep.
I think that I got it, Daniel 4.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, this is Daniel 4:17. This is the matter is by the decree of the watchers.
Yeah, that's it.
And the demand by the word of the Holy One. To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And this is the letter that Nebuchadnezzar sent out, okay, to which they were known as Chaldeans, okay? Go ahead.
And give it to whomsoever he will.
And give it to whomsoever he will, because the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, all right? Right now, the Lord has given the power of the earth over to the wicked, according to Job 9:24, Salaki. And according to Sirach 10, it says in due time he's going to set up over it one that is profitable. Okay? So we're coming into a time where the current rulers of this place, being the wicked, are going to be set down. Okay, they're going to be cast down. He's going to set up the profitable house of David, which we was reading about in Psalms 132, to rule. How is this going to come about? Through war.
That's it.
Are we going to physically go to war with this man? Not at this time. The only war that we're going to, the only war tactics that we're going to implement are the ones that the Lord authorized, and that's through preaching this word.
That's it.
Chanting this place down.
That's right.
The Lord is going to cause Esau Edom to take his own self out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
What they say? He did.
Get this. I want you to get it.
All right.
Or Yashima could get it.
Yeah, he did live by the sword, should die by the sword.
Yep. But this is Jeremiah 28:8. It says, was you finished?
Oh, just a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
And he set it up over he's Salakia, and he set it up over it the basis of men.
He set it up over it the basis of men, and today, that's exactly who's in the power seat ruling over the earth. Okay, the Lord has set up the basis man, Esau, Edom, the wicked, the devil the Bible speaks of, in this position of power. Why? So ultimately he can show his power. How he can show how he can take a piece of shit, right, and raise them up to rule to the height of kingdoms. Like in the scriptures, Babylon the Great is known as the Lady of Kingdoms. All right, the chief of nations. All right. So outside of Israel's rule, Esau Edom has had the most illustrious rulership. Right. Matter of fact, Bob Shah looked that word up, illustrious, in the etymology. Esau Edom has had the most illustrious rulership outside of Israel. Because when you go back to Genesis, right? Genesis 25 through 27, right? When Esau got his blessing, which he got it through Isaac, okay? Which Isaac in the spirit was Yahweh Shai. So he got his power through Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh Shai gave Esau Edom the sword to rule, and he said with that sword he would obtain what? The fatness of the earth.
And to do
Illustrious.
So outside of Israel, Esau Edom, the basis of men, has had the most illustrious rulership. You know? You got that word?
Yeah, that word. This is the word illustrious in the Antimon online. It says distinguished by greatness, renowned.
Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says renowned. Renowned.
Meaning known all over the world. Everybody knows. Everybody know about Alexander the Great, which was the kickoff of Esau coming into power. The Greeks was the beginning of Esau Edom coming into power.
That's right.
So that's one of the most renowned men in the earth.
Right.
You ask anybody, you heard of Alexander? Yeah, you heard of Alexander.
Yeah,
Ask me how they heard of Yahweh Shah. Hey, y'all heard of Alexander the Great?
Yeah.
Y'all heard of Yahweh Shah?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Point proven. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah.
So who the fuck more renowned than Yahweh Shah?
That's right,
A
bro.
fucking faggot
Come on, man.
that went through the earth,
Yeah.
rape, robbing, and murder every fucking body?
Man.
You think the Lord ain't gonna bring war on these motherfuckers, man?
Right, bro. Yeah. But you see how it's so many ties into Babylon and ancient Babylon in America. It's so many ties to both of them was a golden. The Lord, remember, Babylon have a golden cup in the Lord hand,
Right.
and you got the head of gold. All right, and guess what? The proudness. How Nebuchadnezzar became proud, and the Lord had to humble his
Yeah,
ass.
he broke them down.
All right, just like he gonna do to Esau when you go to Romans the 11th chapter. You know, he said how you know how he said he mentioned Pharaoh, how he raised him up.
Oh, it's the 9th chapter.
The 9th chapter, how he raised him up. But
Yep.
guess what? It was that proudness that he had reached. And guess what? He gonna bring him down the same way.
Yup.
You know?
Talking about a nigga only ruled 12 years. Nigga reign was only 12 years.
Yeah.
But everybody in the world know this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that showed
Yeah,
that he
hey.
did.
He went through
He caused major
like-
damage in the earth.
Yeah.
12 years
Yeah.
to be still known
Man.
to this day.
Bro, that was a lot of bloodshed. That's why, and what is that, Daniel, the 7th chapter or the 8th? It's in both, I believe.
Yeah.
8th chapter and the 7th chapter.
Yeah.
That goat, the he-goat.
Yeah, your 8th chapter.
Yeah, man, motherfucker, man, I'm talking about went through some shit.
Yep.
They looked at that as like complete madness to go up against the Persians.
Yep.
Big as the Persian empire was, you saw that on
300.
damn, what was 300? Yeah. You're like, you going up against the Persians? What's wrong with this guy? He's
But
crazy.
you gotta remember, the Lord had favor, because remember in Ecclesiastes 3, it says a time and a season, but what everything under the sun. See, it was a time that the Babylonian had to be raised up and fall. It was a time where the Persian and the Mede had to be raised up and fall, as the Greek had to be raised up and fall. Wrong, same thing.
Yep.
You know, but now the favor's in what? In the hands of Babylon to what? To fall. You know?
Yep. A little bit more. It says bright, brilliant, figuratively distinguished, famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Esau Edom, he's famous in the earth. He's renowned in the earth.
Yep.
Beginning with Alexander the Great. Even if I had asked you if they heard of the fucking Rothschilds, they would have said
They would say,
Yeah, they know.
You see?
Yep.
But they don't know. And if that was Edomites.
Yeah.
But if you had to ask Jake, you heard of Alexander the Great? You talking about a man only ruled 12 years, you know him.
Yeah.
But you don't know the name of the creator of the universe.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You think?
We taught this sucker at school.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause remember civilization that started to win to the Greeks, proclaimed to Babylon, American standard.
Yeah, that's what they said. They civilized the world.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. That's why they lie about what the Dark Ages really was, because, like I said, outside of that 1,000 years where the Byzantine Empire and Esau Edom was in the caves, you know, where he went into the bottomless pit. He was ruling all that time before, and then he came back into power in the Renaissance,
Right.
which was a period of him whitewashing the images, a term known as iconoclasm,
Right.
and reestablishing himself. You know?
That's the scripture that said he would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Revelation 20 chapter, it said that he was going to be put away for 1,000 years, right? But then, what was
His
his
deadly wounds gonna be healed.
Right, but what's his goal? To what? To deceive the nation.
And take peace from the
There
earth.
you go.
Yeah.
And not the devil doing that.
Yeah.
It's not the so-called white man doing that.
Yeah.
Deceiving the people and taking peace from the earth.
Yeah. Like you saying, your cruel Lord today, Donald Trump, was set up by the Most High, ultimately for the downfall of his kingdom.
That's it.
He's gonna be the downfall of his own kingdom. When Alexander went down, the downfall of his own kingdom came from his generals.
Yeah, the four generals.
You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. That was it on that word.
Yeah. That was it.
Yep. But you wanted 2 Thessalonians, did I read Isaiah 28:8?
Nah, you ain't finished.
I ain't finished.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 28:8.
Right.
And it shall come, not Isaiah, Jeremiah 28:8.
Yeah, because we're speaking about the prophets, you know what I'm saying, how the spirit be flowing, the Lord mercy being extended, all right, which is who? The prophets of the Lord.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yep. Nevertheless, Isaiah 28, starting at verse 7, nevertheless, hear thou now the word that I spake in the ears and in the ears of all the people.
Right.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah. Show you that nothing new under the sun, because what's we doing now? We prophesying against Babylon the Great. We prophesying against Russia. We prophesying against China. We prophesying against what? Iran. We prophesying against all these countries. Of what? War, evil, pestilence. But they, you know, that's Satan.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
the
Satan, you know, we identified, you know. Lord don't stop the shit out of us. He know what he did. He know what he did on purpose. Ain't like he mistaken.
Nigga, look over here and hit the engine.
Yeah. So the Lord gonna make sure they flip up off that motherfucker. All right, as we continue to prophesy the downfall of this place, man.
Can you follow this up with Nahum 3?
Come on, bro.
It's Isaiah. Keep saying Isaiah, and I'm in Jeremiah. So
Right.
Isaiah
Isaiah want to come out.
Yeah, Isaiah want to come out, but I got Isaiah 66 on my mind, really. But, hey, Jeremiah.
Hey, but they do go too, because
Yeah,
Isaiah
for
28,
sure.
it said, whom shall we teach
For sure.
knowledge?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's spiritual. Go ahead.
Well, I got Isaiah 66 on my mind, but yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
660.
Okay.
Yep, but this Jeremiah 28 and 8 again,
Uh-huh.
the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old.
So prophets always have been around. You know, that's why you get that term, you know, that precept in Amos 3:7.
7, yeah.
Surely the Lord would do nothing but what? He
Reveal it
reveals
to
his secret to his servants, the prophets.
Yep.
All right? The prophets always have been around, man. You know, a case of Noah. Before the Lord flooded the earth, all right,
Noah-
on the
Noah-
stage of
Noah
8 souls, he
Noah
sent
prophesied.
who? He sent
Right.
Noah out.
Noah prophesied.
You see that? It's always been prophets. So the prophets have been before me and before thee all have prophesied, meaning what to speak or say before the Lord came and brought his judgment upon the earth.
Right.
That's all it is. All right, Matthew 10:20. It's not us speaking, but it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah was speaking within us, man, to bring this information out to what? To warn you.
Yep.
Because through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
Yeah.
You got
I was just gonna say we're merely just vessels of the Lord.
Yeah,
And this is really the Lord's mercy upon our people right here, man. With us being out here right now, this is mercy. That's why we don't take this thing for granted. You think Jake could be doing anything right now on a Saturday evening, you know?
Yeah.
We could be doing a number of things. But what we doing out here, speaking the words and prophesying of what's to come.
Right.
Because what the Lord put the Spirit on us to do so.
Right. Going right back to the terror of the Lord, what? We persuade men through the terror of the Lord. So we understand what's coming down the pipeline. All right? We understand what Jacob's trouble consists of. All right? Terrible times, hard times, difficult times. We understand that.
Right.
All right? But we come out to warn the people that have ears to hear and eyes to see. To what? To get their hedge, their protection, their covering.
Yeah.
All right? Because when time comes, you're going to have this word as in Ezekiel 9:4. They thought, why? You're not going to be exempt from the judgment. Elder Kazak, we got to do a lesson too. Elder Kazak had said in his lesson yesterday, right? His live lesson. He said, if you're not in the knowledge, you will get caught up in the perspective. If you're not in the knowing, you don't know the knowledge, you're going to get caught up in the wrath. You got to have the knowledge of what's coming in order to not to be caught up in what's coming.
Yeah.
You see that? If you know that a nigga finna come and shoot the club up around 10 o'clock, is you going to go to that club and be in that club at 10 o'clock?
9:55. You walking in the motherfucker. Yeah, man.
Yeah, niggas said they gonna shoot this motherfucker up, but man, shit, I gotta come to this home, man.
Right.
That
This
thing
what
got home
home
get shot
does.
up. You're not being prudent.
Yep.
All right, so the prophets have prophesied against many countries and great kingdom of what? War, evil, and pestilence. So that's what's coming to Babylon the Great. All right, but even in a greater fashion, because this is the time that the Lord going to bring his name back into the earth, but once and for all.
Right.
All right, so you're thinking that, you know, him letting us out of Egypt, how he destroyed Pharaoh and his army was something. No, nothing can compare to what's coming down the pipeline, man, to Babylon the Great. Nothing can compare to that.
Oh,
You can put all them, you know what I'm saying, events in one pot. It's still not going to equal up to Jacob's trouble. It's still not going to equal up to the Lord destroying Babylon the Great. You got it.
Nah, I was just gonna say that was Daniel. What you were just speaking on is in Daniel the first chapter, I believe. No, Salaki, Daniel 12:1. You know, time like none other. You know, that has never come upon the earth. It's something that the earth has never seen. You know, people have never even thought about. They look at what the Lord is about to do as like something fictional.
Yeah, exactly. There you
know,
go.
Look at it like, aliens, man. Hey, look at us like we got 3 heads, man. Let's speak about the chariots. But you want that Nahum, bro? Come. This is Nahum 3. I'm going to start at 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery.
Right. And who is this prophesying against the bloody city? Back then, the bloody city was Nineveh, right? Which America is spiritually Nineveh, okay? And Jonah was set up to prophesy against Nineveh, man. All right? And this is the precept here where the Lord sent Jonah out. This is why he sent Jonah out. Jonah 1:1. It says, now the word of the Lord Yahweh Shemi Hawashai came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. In the NLT, Jonah 1:2, get up and go to the great city of Nineveh, announce my judgment against it, because I have seen how wicked its people are. And America is spiritual Nineveh today. Even more wicked than ancient Nineveh was. America has reached a greater height of wickedness, man.
That's right, brother.
Okay? So we're back in that time today, all right, saying just this that Jonah is saying here in Nahum the 3rd chapter. Go ahead.
It says, Nahum 3:1, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Yep.
Go ahead.
It says the noise of a whip
Yep.
and the noise of the rattling of the wheels
Go ahead.
and of the prancing horses.
Right. Which these things are symbolic of military might.
Right.
Okay.
Right, bro.
And this is one of the main reasons America has been exalted in wickedness is
And
because
dominant.
and dominant because of its military might. This is the reason why it's so proud, because the most wicked and sinful nature you can have is one of pride.
Yeah.
So the military might that America possesses has exalted it in pride, has caused it to become exalted with pride.
Yeah, because they were
right?
Babylon